Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. Today's video is going to be 3 looks with 3 different makeup palettes. I'm going to be using all of the Colourpop mega palettes that have come out. So we have the So Jaded, we have the Bare Necessities, and we have the It's All Good palette. As you guys can probably tell just based on what I've been uploading recently, I absolutely love Colourpop and I love their eyeshadow formula, the collections that they come out with. I just love all of it. And so I have all 3 of the palettes, the mega palettes that they've come out with so far, and I plan on collecting them all the more that they release them. That's kind of like my goal because I just think that they're great, and if you guys know anything about my makeup collection, you know that I love big palettes. I just love the versatility of big palettes, and I also just think they're really cool looking. Like, they're very aesthetically pleasing for me. So today we are going to start out with the So Jaded palette. This was a palette curated by Kathleen Lights and Colourpop, and it looks like this. It is very well loved. And I honestly have no idea what I'm going to do, so we are just going to jump right into the video. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this look as well as the other 2 looks, and if you want to see more videos like this, or 3 looks 1 palette, or anything like that, then just let me know in the comments below, and let's just go ahead and jump into the tutorials. Alrighty, so we are starting off with our NARS eyeshadow base as normal, just priming my eyes, and I am using my fingers to blend that in, which is a little different than what I've been doing, but I just felt like doing that today. What can I say? Next, I'm going in with the shade Rose Quartz from the So Jaded palette. I pretty much always start out with this shadow every time I use this palette. It's just such a good transition shade. And I'm using this big, fluffy, dense brush from, I don't remember the brand, I don't have it in front of me. And I'm just putting that in my crease and just blending it. It's just really messy. It's just going to be used as a transition shade. Nothing too fancy, just blending it up and out and just adding some depth to my crease. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Jasper from the So Jaded palette, and I'm just going to add that to my crease with that same brush, and that's just going to add a little bit more depth and dimension to my crease, and I am just blending that in. This brush is absolutely perfect for blending. I adore it. It's so good. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Jasper and the shade Stoned. I'm going to take this still dense but more fluffy and precise crease brush from Moda, and I'm going to put the combination of the 2 of those in my crease. Again, just constantly adding depth and dimension and just going back and blending and blending. So this is going to add a little bit more of a gray tone as opposed to a brown tone into my crease, and I just thought this looked really cool. Now I'm going to use a super fluffy brush with absolutely no pigment on it whatsoever and just blend those 2 out. And then sorry for the awkward zoom focus thing, but then I'm going in with the shade Moonstone, which is like a gold champagne-y color, and I'm putting that all over my lid, and that's just going to be my lid color. It's pretty glittery and satiny and very, very pretty. I love it. I don't use it enough. It's so nice. And again, I'm just taking that crease brush and just kind of making sure that that shadow blends into the crease shadows as well. Now I'm just going to take this shader brush, I think that's from Satina, and I'm going to take the color Amethyst and put that on my outer corner. And I love doing this trick because it just adds a pop of color to just about any look, and it also adds depth, and I just think that it looks so pretty. I used to do this with blue all the time. It was just my favorite thing to do. So I'm just packing that on the outer corner and slightly blending into my crease, and then just constantly blending inward. Next, I'm going to take the color Sapphire, and I'm going to take that on a small angled brush, and I'm totally going to go out of frame here, but I'm putting that on the lower lash line, again for another pop of color. So it looks really scary there, but I am going to blend it out for sure. And like I said, it just adds another pop of color and just widens up my eyes, I think. I love putting blue on my lower lash line. And I'm going to blend it inward even though I only put it about halfway into my lash line. So next I'm going to take this dense accent brush I'm going to take the color Pearl, which is the same color I always use, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone and my inner corner. I just think this color is the perfect inner corner and brow bone highlight. It's just so pretty. It's like an ivory, shimmery pearl color. And last but not least, I'm going to take the color Diamond on my finger, and this is the Super Shock Shadow in the palette, and I'm just going to put that where there's still the color Moonstone, and it's just going to add a little bit more shimmer. So now I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Mega Liner, and I'm just going to do a small winged liner. This is going to be a process, please be patient, but I figured you guys would want to see how I do it. I've gone over it in videos before, and I will be going over it in a video again soon, but I swear I don't show this for all of the looks, it's just this one. But I'm trying to make the line on my lash line as thin as possible because I know it's going to get thicker as soon as I actually add the wing into the process. So, yeah, that's the plan. And it doesn't turn out perfect, but you know, not every wing does. So now I'm going to go in with my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara and curl my lashes, and of course go in with mascara. And I am going to use 2 coats of this, although I think I only show me using 1, but I do use 2 coats, and I make sure to wiggle the brush so as to not create clumps, and every once in a while I'll roll it as well just to help distribute the product a little bit more. And you can see I'm constantly flipping my hand direction to be the most precise with that mascara as I can. So now I'm taking the CoverGirl, I actually don't remember what that, it's just the volumizing mascara. I totally don't remember what it's called. And I'm taking that on my lower lash line. So now I'm taking the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer on a big fluffy powder brush, and I'm just putting a very, very light layer of that all over my face, just to add a little bit of color. As you guys can see, I have a naturally decently flushed face, so I want to add some more bronzeness to it. And then my Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Feisty, like always, just putting that on the apples of my cheeks. And then going in with this Estate Baked Highlighter in Do Me, trying to find the right brush for it right now. It's not coming out of my container. And I'm just putting that on the high points of my cheekbones. So this next product I know for a fact is going to be controversial, but I'm using the Jaclyn Hill lipstick in Ambition. You can just use any brown lipstick. I just happen to really like this one. And then I'm going in with MAC Verve right in the middle of it. And finishing it off with the Colourpop Tinted Lip Crayon. I believe that is Gimme S'more. So this is the final look. These photos aren't the best, I'm sorry. But like I said, it's just a pretty neutral look with some pops of color in there. I ended up really, really liking this look. And now we are on to look number 2 using the Bare Necessities palette. So I'm starting off again with blending, not blending my eyeshadow, putting on some eye primer, and it's the same one I always use, the NARS eyeshadow primer in medium. Blending that in with my finger again. I don't know why I went back to this old habit for this video. I really don't. I've been using a brush, but that brush just got way too dirty and I didn't feel like cleaning it. So now I'm taking that first big fluffy blending brush that we use, and I'm going to first clean it off. And I'm going to go in with the color On Holiday, which is a taupey light brown. And I'm just going to put that in the crease as a transition shade. I'm going to be doing a soft glam tutorial for this, so it's going to be a lot of building up of colors and blending out and just making sure that there are no harsh lines. Everything is seamless and soft. And I was inspired by this look by Nicole Concilio. She did a very similar look using very similar colors from this palette. I just chose some different colors and made it my own, but the original technique that I got this from was from Nicole Concilio, so just want to put that out there. Next, I'm using the slightly darker shade Banter, and again, just putting that in my crease and blending upwards, using windshield wiper motions with a little bit of circularness to it. And as you can see, I'm constantly just going back and adding to get the desired depth that I want. So now I'm going to take that slightly more precise crease brush, and I'm going to go in with the color Hot Gossip. This is a warmer toned light brown, and it is matte, and again I'm just putting that on top of the other colors I used as a slightly darker transition, but it is warmer than the other two as well. It's like a caramel brown in my opinion. Super pretty though. So now I'm going in with the color Crack On, which is back to the cooler toned mattes a little bit, but it is a lot darker than any of the other ones we've used up to this point. And again, just adding and blending and layering colors up until I get the desired depth and blend that I want. And I will say, I don't know if this is just the way that the formula acts on my eyes, but you may or may not be able to see it in the clip, but as I'm adding colors, there is a little bit of a crease line happening, so you just have to go in with a really, really light hand. I haven't had that problem too much before, but I just wanted to point that out. Next, I'm using Taboo and Baubles. These are cooler toned, much dark brown. The Baubles color has a little bit of glitter in it, but it doesn't show up on camera or in person. It's just to make the formula a little bit smoother. And I'm putting that on the outer corner and blending it into the crease softly. And I will build this up a little bit later. This is just to add a little bit of depth before I go in with the lid color, but I will build it up again. And I'm not necessarily winging this out, I just find that doesn't look good on my eye shape. So now I'm going with Hot Gossip, and that is going to be the lid color. It's still brown and goes with the rest of the tones in the look, but it is a lighter brown. And like I said, we're just going to build it up on the outer corner. And I'm using my finger to pat and blend this in, and then using that crease brush to make sure that everything is blended up in that crease area. Taking that same brush, and I'm going back in with those two colors, Taboo and Baubles, and just putting that, stamping it on the outer corner again and building up depth. I think this look just turned out super smoky but soft, subtle, very natural glam, and I love it. So now I'm taking that big fluffy blending brush we originally used without adding additional product, and I'm just feathering everything out, blending it in. Next, I'm taking Idle Hour, which is a perfect upper brow bone shade and inner corner shade. I'm just putting a little bit of that in those exact places. This is an all matte look pretty much, so I don't want to add too much, but just enough to get the effect of brightness. And now I'm taking that same angled eyeliner brush and deciding what I want to do. I'm going to go in with the color Velveteen in the corner. Just trying to get a range of colors so you guys can see what all these colors look like. Again, I'm going out of frame, but I'm just putting that on my lower lash line, and then I am going to take a fluffy brush and blend it in. Trying to get myself in frame here. I think I figure it out in the next video how to keep that in there, so sorry about that. So I'm going to take that fluffy brush, but I'm going to put a little bit of the color in the buff on that brush, and that's just going to help smoke everything out and blend it together. And again, I do kind of clean this up a little bit off camera, so if it looks a little messy now, I do clean it up a little bit. And now I'm just going to take the same process that I did before. I'm going to use that fluffy blending, or the fluffy powder brush, and just put a little bit of bronzer all over my face. That's just kind of been my trick a little bit. As you can see, I did winged liner and mascara off camera. And again, just going in with that same blush and putting that on the apples of my cheeks. Can you guys tell I have a routine down? You probably could, right? Obviously. And then using a highlight brush, and I'm using the Pixie and Rage Loves Layers highlighting palette, and I'm going to go in, I believe that's with the color T, and that is a slightly golden shade. I figured it would go well with the brown tones in the eye look. And I'm putting that on the high points of my face. Next, I'm going to take this Morphe liquid lipstick in the color Fatty, P-H-A-T-T-Y, and then go in with the MAC Verve lipstick right on top of that to add a little bit more brown to it. And finish it off with this, I believe it's like bunny gloss or gloss bunny gloss stick. It's super cute. I love it. It just adds a little bit of shimmer to the look, or a little bit of glossiness. So this is the final look. I'm super happy with how it turned out. I adore doing this look. I've been doing it so much recently, and I just think it's really nice. So that is the soft glam look for you guys. And now we're moving on to the infamous It's All Good palette. You guys have seen me use this a million times, so if you're getting sick of these looks, I'm sorry. But I do something a little different today, but I'm still starting out with my NARS eyeshadow primer. Again, I have a routine. So I'm just blending that in again with my finger. I don't know why I use my middle finger. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But now I'm going to go in with the color No Worries and that fluffy powder brush, and I'm just going to use that to set the eye primer. I just wanted to do that today. I figured to help things out a little bit, make everything blend a little easier. And now I'm going to go in with the color Thriving. It's this light off-white ivory cream color. I know that was a lot of descriptors, I'm sorry. And I'm just using that as the transition shade and just blending that in my crease and slightly above. So now I'm going to go in with the color Good Vibes, which is a light purplish pinky color. Still really light and perfect for the crease, so just to add a little bit of pinky purple tones, I'm going to put that in the crease right on top of Thriving, and that's just going to help give this look a little bit more color. Now I'm going to go in with the color Vibes with a Z, and I'm going to darken up that crease and add a bit more depth and dimension. And I'm going to use, you guessed it, the Moto Crease brush. I know, all of my looks and routines are the same. I'm sorry. I just think they're super cute and I love it. So I am packing that on the outer corner and blending inward, not taking it all the way to the inner corner. But I'm just blending inward as I go. Really building it up and patting it on the outer corner until I have the desired shape. And as you can see, one was a little more angled than the other, so I extended it out a bit. So now I'm going to go in with the color Concierge. You guys have seen me use this in my other tutorials as well. And again, that's just going to build up that pinky purple vibe that we're going for. And I'm just going to put it right on top of Vibes. Same exact shape, same exact technique. And as you can see, I'm happy with what's happening. So now I'm going to take this gorgeous color called Downtime. It's like this, it doesn't look like this on camera, but in the pan, it looks like this gorgeous silver color with like purple reflect in it. On the lid, it actually just looks pretty neutral. It just looks like a pretty neutral shimmer with like a gray tone to it. And in the pan, it looks a lot more like purpley reflect and a lot darker. But I was really happy with it still. Not quite the vibe I was going for, but I ended up really liking where it went. So now I'm going to take my favorite color in the palette, I think, which is Best Life, which is a dark purple, and it's one of the mattes with a little bit of glitter in it to help the formula. I believe it's called like a sequin shade is the proper name for it. And I'm just going to add that to the outer corner again, add a little bit of purple to the look, and deepen up the crease. And then I'm going to take the color No Worries, which is a matte, creamy white, and put that only on the brow bone. And then I'm going to take this color here called 10 out of 10, which is like this peachy, salmony, satiny shimmer shade. And I'm going to put that on the inner corner to add a little bit more like warmth and corally summer vibes to this look. And then I'm going to go back in with the color Vibes. And I'm going to put that on my lower lash line with that same angled eyeliner brush. Look at me figuring things out. So I'm using a smaller mirror and I'm holding that up a little higher so that I can actually show you guys what I'm doing on my lower lash line. And then like normal, I am going to blend it out with a fluffy brush. And I'm putting this about 3/4 of the way into my lower lash line. And there's no additional product on this brush, unlike the last look. I'm just blending it out gently. So now I'm going to go in with this slightly more precise angled brush, and I'm going to use this Makeup Revolution setting spray in Peaches and Cream. You guys have seen me use this on my channel before, and I'm going to take this gorgeous color called Paradiso. Oh, I adore this shade. In the pan, it's a dark purple, but on the lid, it ended up coming out a little bit more pink. Again, not what I expected, but was still very, very pretty. And I'm just using that to do a basic eyeliner on my eye. No wing or anything, just a very, very thin line across my lash line. And as you can see, it does definitely turn out more pink, but I'm really into it. I think if you probably dampened up the brush a little bit more and went in like with more color on the brush, it would probably end up being a little bit more purple. But I was satisfied. As you can see, I obviously planned my looks out before I filmed this video. Right? Right. No, just kidding. So now I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl Volumizing Mascara again and put that on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go in with the Tarte Big Ego Mascara and curl my lashes, and that's going to go on my upper lash line, or upper lashes. I can talk, guys, I swear. And also, I don't know how much you guys can see it, but I do have this weird, like, skin scar on my right eye. It kind of, like, changes the shape of my eyeshadow in a weird place. It makes funky lines. That's not the eyeshadow. That literally is just what happens on my eye with every single eyeshadow formula ever. It's just some sort of, like, weird patch that won't hold color. It's weird. But I'm going to go in, you guessed it, with the Butter Bronzer and the Fluffy Brush. And I'm going to go a little bit heavier on bronzer today, but still not enough that you guys can really tell a difference. At least the camera can't pick it up. And then the same blush as usual, same brush as usual from Satina. It's the angled contour brush, I believe. I don't think I've said it before. And apples in my cheeks like normal. And I do blend upwards into my temples a little bit. And then I've been taking that same, I believe that's a Luxie brush, but I'm not sure. And I'm putting the Estate Do Me highlighter on my cheekbones again. So now I'm going to take that same lip crayon from the first video, and I'm going to put that on my lips, and I'm going to put a large, like, deep layer of it on there, but it's still going to be a very nude lip. And then I'm going to go in with Verve one more time and just add a little bit more darkness to the lip, but I'm trying to keep this very nude and neutral. And that is the last look. Kelsey here. Totally forgot to film an outro for this video because I'm trash. Anyway, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this video and playing around with different colors and looks that I haven't done using these palettes before, and I had a really good time, and I hope you guys did too and found this video helpful. So like I said in the intro, if you have any other requests for videos, either like 3 Looks 1 palette or updated like makeup collection or anything like that, I'm always looking for new video ideas. I started like a planner so that I'm planning out my videos in advance. And yeah, so just let me know if you have any video requests down below. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, everybody.